Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Realized that we're getting close to episode 400 and that made me feel really old all of a sudden.
Yeah. Feel old yet, everyone listening? It's been 400 almost of these.
I feel 400.
Yeah. In my heart of hearts, I am 400.
That's how old I feel. I've seen a lot of people on the internet trying to debate who the Cullens would vote for, and I think that's funny because why would you do that? I don't think they vote.
Yeah. They don't want any records of them. You know?
They're trying to keep their profile as low as possible.
Right.
I don't understand why you think that they want the government in their business.
Right. Like, you can't have Alice committing, like, tax fraud or whatever. You know, all the time, or like doing financial crimes.
Right, she's already like up in the stonks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's gaming the stock
market. She's married to a Confederate soldier.
Right. Maybe there's some things where they don't really have to participate in, you know? Probably for the betterment of themselves and their positioning.
And I know that y'all are just trying to have fun and like goof 'em ups or whatever.
Sure. Not here, though.
Yeah, here we don't have fun.
It's a very serious program.
Oh, here? Mm-mm. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome into Twilight. How are you?
I'm good. I have brought to you a beautiful, happy thing. I have resisted for a long time to talk about this season of Big Brother.
You have.
Right. I was like, the people don't need it. I've talked about it before. And you know what? Sure. I was kind of interested in it, but I was like just riding the course. And then the worst thing that's ever happened to me ever happened this week. And that my queen, my goat, Angela Murray, a 50-year-old white woman from Utah, who's also a realtor, got snuck into the double eviction and got her ass packing.
I remember when we started talking about this season at the beginning, I asked you, how's Big Brother? And you said, this shit sucks. And then I didn't say anything about it. And everyone that I follow who I know watches Big Brother was like, this season sucks a couple months ago. And then it started getting good.
I've never been more wrong in my life because this cast goes so hard. And so this is an in memoriam / in memory / my goat, Angela Murray. Because CBS is finally like casting women of a certain age, for lack of a better word. And they're fucking crushing it and beautiful to watch. And the whole time, she was a loose cannon. She would fight with literally everyone. Everyone she got close to, they ripped them away. They ripped them away from her. So she was basically siloed the whole time. And yet, she kept fucking going. And made history because the power of veto was used on her 3 separate times.
Yo.
And she won one, but 3 other people won the power veto and saved her ass. Even though she was causing all of the drama and the chaos.
Is she the one that I saw on Twitter who was yelling about people's food?
Yeah.
That's such a menopausal woman thing.
Yes. And there's many moments of her, like, thinking of, like, a speech in her mind in her bedroom, like, not going to sleep and being like, I'm going to show them, and, like, has this whole dramatic monologue, and everyone's like, what is happening? And it's beautiful. But one time, she was HOH, and then she got, like, charcuterie and stuff as a reward, but then she wasn't able to eat it because Big Brother rules for some reason. And then everyone else made it and ate it without her, which was rude.
What the fuck?
Because she couldn't eat it.
No, I get mad about that too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, she should be able to kill them, I think. I think we should give her a sword, you know? I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That meat wouldn't have gone
You're
bad
50,
when she was able to eat it.
You've got night sweats. You can't poop in privacy, and then someone eats food without you. Yeah, you should be able to kill him.
So she's my fucking hero. I was borderline on tears because, and also a beautiful thing about her is that she has been on other reality TV programs. So people think she's a plant. I don't think she is. She just likes TV shows, and I think that's fine. She was on like Dr. Phil at one point. She was on The Price is Right at one point.
I mean, people, she's from Utah. Like, let's be so real.
Yeah, be so for real right now. And the most beautiful and tragic poetic irony of this is she was going to be the double eviction HOH, but she lost it on a tiebreaker that used Price is Right rules, and she went over. And that's what got her home.
Oh my god.
It was the most heartbreaking, fucked up thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That'd be my 13th reason, I'm not gonna lie.
She's an icon. I want her on The Traitors immediately. I want her on every show now for the rest of time. She's incredibly important to me, and I'm gonna fucking miss her.
I love a double eviction.
Yeah.
I love it. That's one of my favorite things that Big Brother does. It's every time that they don't get a chance to plan and scheme and they have to do it in the moment.
Yup. So good. And like, especially in the like quote unquote new era or whatever in the last 4 years, like the people that have gotten out in like 6th place for a double eviction are kind of the beasts of everything. Like that's kind of the highest honor of this new era because it's like that's the only fucking way they could have gotten rid of you. Like they had to do it. Every single one for the past couple seasons, like that exact type. And I think it's cool that she's up there with the big dogs like that.
How much do you think she's gonna charge on Cameo?
God, oh my god, I hope $1 million. I hope she just really milks this is my truth. R.I.P. Angela Murray, but gone but not forgotten. Always in my heart.
No, she's not dead.
She's dead in the game, which means she died in real life.
That's true. That's true. Every time that they make your photo black and white, they do mourn you. So
it does look like they are dead. Like it does look like they kill them. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm here. I will say, I almost brought an anti-happy thing.
Ooh, bold.
Just because, like, I've noticed there's been a resurgence online of people doing that thing on TikTok where they talk about something and then like 5 seconds in they pause and they're like, "Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a psychologist, and if you want more of this content, follow me," before they actually talk about their topic. And
hate it.
Drives me up the wall. Because I immediately stopped caring about whatever it is you were going to talk about.
Right. Like you had me and then you lost me.
Right. I could have just looked at your bio if I cared about your name. My happy thing, though, what I do want to talk about, you talked about like 3 weeks ago, which is English teacher, so I'm not going to, is I've seen a lot of music content come up the past 2 weeks. There was a piece about Billy and her brother breaking down music, which I thought was really cool as someone who is not musically attuned. And then I saw another one that really I thought was kind of beautiful, and as someone who has none of those talents, made me really happy. And my happy thing is Questlove was on Kelly Clarkson talking about how to craft a song. I love Kelly Clarkson. I love Questlove. But this specific moment I thought was really interesting as someone who has never crafted or written a song before. And he walked through and like used Kelly Clarkson's band in a very kind of like improv-y way of, I want you to play like what you would going into the commercial bumper. And then I want you to make it country. And then I want you to take it a couple keys higher. And watching this kind of like song crafting in the moment not only shows the immense talent that he had, the immense talent that this band has, because the amount of skill that you have to be able to do that all in the moment, right, on television. But then he does this something really funny where he asks one of the singers in this band, okay, what is this thing, what did you have for breakfast and what's your favorite color? And she says, I had part of a chocolate donut and my favorite color is green. And he says, okay, I want you to come up with a couple lyrics right now using the words chocolate and green. And what she says, I won't spoil it for all of you, but makes Kelly Clarkson laugh so hard that she takes off her heels and throw them at this singer in a very comedic, loving way. She's just I can't believe that you said this on television. Being able to watch people's minds work this way, I see it a lot with some of the improv actual play stuff that we've talked about before. To see it in this mode with songwriting was truly mind-blowing, because I don't know how you have that skill. They made it look so easy, which I know is a talent in and of itself.
Yeah.
And it was all surmised in 4 minutes. Getting a peek into someone's creative brain like that is one of my favorite things. So not only was it really funny and entertaining, but it was also really insightful into collaboration. So it brought me a lot of joy, and I wanted to share it with you.
I love that. I love when people are so, skilled and competent in what they do, that a live demo like that can really feel seamless while also being very impressive. And gets you to think about
and
how the mechanisms. Yeah, right. Seeing it happen in real time, and also how these little things or little changes can, totally alter the end product in real time is very neat.
I have found, I never expected this, as someone who has notably said here before that improv comedy can often go wrong and it makes me feel cringe. But I've found watching a lot more of improvisation in various forms over the last year or so has impacted me in ways I could have never expected, not just in a creative process, but also I found that it trickles into my personal life of letting things flow more. And I would have never expected that. But in this instance, to know that to see someone who's not only so talented, but can also, so talented to do it themselves, but also has enough talent to teach it, which really is 2 different skills, was really cool. And also the thing that happened was so funny. I would have never expected a host of a television show, other than Kelly Clarkson, to throw her high heels on, to someone else on TV. But it was great. And those kind of things always stick with me, of damn, I don't know there's very few creative people like that in this world, and I'm grateful to live in a time where they exist.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna move past being sentimental here. We have a piece of movie news, and then another piece we're using current events very loosely here. But I found out about it, so it's current. We have a piece of movie news. Could you give us an update on K-Stu Movie Corner?
Absolutely. Pew pew pew. It's a little bit of a sad one, but also, listen, it seems like K-Stu's busy. She's got a lot of things going on right now. And things that are set to be released / in post-production / all these other stuff. But one of the things that we didn't really know too much about was that, but at the very least we knew that she was going to be in this Rosebush Pruning, which is such a hard title to say, with Challenger star Josh O'Connor. And now it appears that both of them are no longer going to be in the project. So rip to that. Now it's going to be Riley Keough. Is that how you say her last name? I've never actually said it out loud.
I believe you.
Sure. She's in stuff, she's in things, her. And Callum Turner are replacing them. So that is very sad, especially too post Challengers being as big of a hit as it was. And
because I don't know what else he has going on right now.
Right. And even La Chimera, which is kind of more of a not super commercial aimed success kind of project, was at a a theater in New York for like 28 weeks or something because people were watching it so much. Like, it was wild. And so it's like, this is definitely like his moment. And Casey's obviously been on the trajectory of things. So this kind of felt like a cool pairing, especially given all that. But maybe they got other stuff going on, and that's fine. That's all right.
We have been seeing so many of her projects that I'm not surprised. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised by her. Him, I am.
Yeah.
But if it's currently filming, like this article from Bang Premiere says, it says it's currently filming in Spain right now. Mm-hmm. So, okay. I will say, I feel like this is the first time we found out about the rest of the cast.
This is so many...
Pamela Anderson, Luke Gage, I know.
Yeah.
But some of these other folks I was not aware of before. So I'm still interested in the premise of it. Sure. But I can't say that I'm surprised because we've talked about K-Stu having like 5 different projects going on.
Yeah.
At this time. But it is a bummer. I'll say that.
Yeah. Rip.
Yeah, pour one out. I'll say that.
Yeah, pour one out for sure.
This is a current events piece in the sense that it did happen in September.
Yeah.
But it happened in September of 2009.
Yeah. It's current to me. It's new to me.
It's news to me. In that I was made aware of it on TikTok, so I had to go find out some more information. This is courtesy of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Thank you, local news. In September of 2009, 4 that we see here, but 5 stars from the Vampire Diaries were arrested in Georgia for 2 things. Dangling from the side of a bridge and flashing drivers on I-75.
That's so funny.
You know, I don't know that when the director said to the cast, please go bond with each other, this is what they had in mind.
It's so funny, too, that they were like, sorry, officer, you don't understand. We're filming the Vampire Diaries. It's like, this show's on the CW. What do you... I don't think this is a plot, particularly. Maybe. But, like, you can just be goofing. That's all right.
Yep.
That's so funny. These mugshots are wild.
The mugshots are a lot. So apparently the only one that we don't see on here is cameraman, Tyler Shields. But the 4 main of importance here are... are Candace, who we know as Caroline, Kayla, who we know as Vicky, Nina, Obs, and then, of course, Sarah Canning, who we know as Little Miss Aunt Jenna.
Yeah. Wow.
Candace's looks like a passport photo.
It really does. She could just use this, She
looks glowing.
That's so funny.
There's been worse.
Yeah.
There have been worse cast arrests.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this. I think it's fucking hilarious, personally. I would much rather see this news about casts than, like, what often comes out, which is, like, that they're driving drunk. So
right. This seems like, still dangerous for sure, but, not maybe as detrimental to, in other ways. So, hey.
Yeah, I'm sure that, like, I'm going to make an assumption when they say dangling off the bridge that they probably were just leaning and not, like,
right.
Like, I doubt that they were doing something to put their safety at risk, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, like, it seems generally innocent. Like,
yeah.
So
let them have a little girls gone wild moment, okay? Is that a crime?
Exactly. Did it boost morale for all parties involved? Probably.
Yeah, and I love too at the bottom of the article is like the next episode had great ratings, so I guess it helped. Guess it was good.
So I guess it helped.
All right.
Great.
So
great.
Love.
Oh my god. I would like to know all of your thoughts about this episode.
Dude.
With Elena and her 2 gay dads.
God, this was so... I love how, like, kind of closing the cycle this episode felt, because I was a little worried, like you were saying last week, of, like, is this ghost thing just gonna be, like, the thing the whole time? Which is interesting, for sure, don't get me wrong. But I do appreciate that there was kind of an inciting explosion of that idea, and then kind of, like, a very nice but sad reality of it at the end. But I thought it was very interesting of, like, all of our friends and foes from back in the day.
Correct.
Were like, hey, I got some unsolved fucking business, motherfucker. Let's go. Let's go toe to toe here.
When I found out what this was, of like, oh, we're bringing everybody back.
Yeah,
I
the
was
greatest hits compilation.
Over it.
Yeah.
Because I think I said this last week, right? Like, this is a season 7 thing that you pull.
Yeah. Right.
Not a season 3 thing. I didn't hate it as much as I expected, because it was far more related to the other plot points that we had going on. So thank you for that, writers. What I will say is, if you're gonna bring everybody back, we saw quite a few of the tomb vampires. The one that I was missing the most was we talked about him a couple times, the black soldier vampire.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Was like really nice to Pearl and Anna.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a scheduling conflict. Sure. I don't know. But I missed him. And I wanted to know where he was. Because I liked him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just vampires, right? It was the people that they were thinking about. So who was thinking about the tomb vampires?
Right. It's like, motherfuckers. Getting out here causing all this shit. They love a founder's party. Being like, let's fuck some shit up.
Right. Yeah, because we know about Bonnie. That makes sense. That tracks.
Right.
We know Jeremy's connection, obviously, of course. We know Elena's connection with Lexi. With Pearl's, which I didn't know ghosts could manifest other ghosts. I didn't know that's how the manifestation spell worked, but sure.
Yeah.
The thing that I was curious about with how this happened was, like, who was manifesting Mason originally. And maybe that was just because Mason fell through and Damon was like, I need to see this motherfucker. I need to handle this, right?
Right.
But I was like, how do the tomb vampires fit into this? Who was trying to handle them? But maybe it was just for the plot, and we need to not think about it as much.
Yeah. And the way, like, Bonnie's grandmother was even saying it, too, of, like, it was more like an open door of, like, if y'all wanna, you know, to, like, spite, being like, oh, you wanna fuck with bringing people back to life and then back again? Like, let's go hog wild, and, like, let's keep that portal open in a way more disastrous way, which I really thought was fun. I did love that she got to have, like, a little bit of a closure moment with her. That was really sweet. Broke my heart a little bit.
The amount of closure this episode.
Yeah, like, it all felt very, like, okay, like, in a very, like, cliche but nice way of, like, resolving your unfinished business or, like, figuring out all that stuff, whatever. It felt very, like, okay, word. And I do appreciate, too, that it was, like, Mason and Damon and not Mason and Tyler. I thought that was a really interesting choice.
Yeah, he wasn't here at all this episode.
No. Like, I was like, oh, there's not going to be some sort of, like, love you, bro. Kind of like, you know, you're doing good, kid. Don't fall off the wagon kind of stuff.
Right.
But having it be Damon is very interesting. Because, again, Damon is very hard to reflect or feel remorse for anything that he's ever done. And having that be like, hey, I don't even want to like hurt you. Can you just apologize to me? And he's like, ooh, yikes. I'd rather you punch me. Actually, that's tough. I'm not going to be able to really do that in a way that is believable because I don't feel bad. And even Mason being like, that's good enough, brother. Let's go.
The amount of, first of all, the amount of times that Damon, like, tried to say sorry this episode and just beefed it so hard was very good.
He truly does not know how, and it's like a baby lamb.
No, does not compute at all. But the overt flirting between Mason and Damon this episode was absurd.
Diabolical, yeah.
And I was obsessed with it. This is not me complaining. Please be clear about that. But oh my god, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't expect to love it, but my god, you know?
Yeah. Gosh. Wow. I also think Lexi's point here is very interesting. Because I missed her. I missed her real bad, you know? She was truly gone too soon. Kind of vibes. But there was such in a similar way that Elena's like, I can fix him, right? Re-Stefan. Where it's like, how's that going for you, girl? You know, it's not really, we're not really there yet. But I appreciate your dedication. And I think Lexi, too, is also like, yeah, I can fix him, for sure. Let me, stab him a lot and then, like, try to find and shake the humanity out of him. But there's so much of, like, a romance, honestly, there that I was not, like... That was so interesting of, like, it's very, like, they'll find each other in any universe kind of beat. Like, even if this is, like, the last thing she does, given this short amount of time back in, like, the mortal plane or whatever, like... She's going to at least try to batter down as much of the hatch as she can so that maybe Elena could, like, see it to fruition, even if she can't do it all by herself. And it's like, fuck, man. Fuck. Like, goddamn. Like...
That was the vibe that I got as well. And I wasn't expecting that. There were a couple things in Lexi's storyline this episode that I was like, and maybe it was because the first time around I didn't see Lexi as a romantic interest at all. I was just far more focused on Elena. But this time it came across a lot more romantic between them.
Yeah. And
there was also a part of me that was like, are you working with the witch?
Right. Like, is there some
what's
sort of...
going on here?
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh no, you've done this so many times that you know that you gotta skip any pleasantries with this and go straight to, like, torture.
Right.
Because that's the only way this will work. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they have so much lore together. And I love even that confrontation with him, at the car or whatever, where he, like, sees her in the rearview mirror and he's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing here? And she's like, you're always like, oh my god, I'm fine, don't worry about it, I'm good, I don't need help. And it's like, motherfucker, that has never been true in your entire fucking life. And it's like, yeah, dog, yes. He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep being like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm so measured, cool, calm, and collected. Don't worry about me, I got it. I'm strong, man.
That slam into the window had a lot of passion in it. Yeah. And honestly, I can't say that I hate it. Like, I think this was the first time, and I'm really proud of Elena for it. I took her having to say all this to Jeremy, I think, before it finally clicked for her. But, like, I think this was the first time that she realized she can't do this. She wants to do this, but she can't do this. And I'm proud of her. I think that's always been the difference between her and Bella, right? Is like she always had that will, but we've lost it since this season, really, she's kind of gotten into that, like, oh, I'll go down with this ship kind of thing. And that wasn't the Elena that we met.
Right.
She was always the person who was like, nah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know what I want, but I don't want this. So, no thank you.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of her this week.
Yeah. Go off, girl.
I think that being able to say it to her brother kind of realized, like, oh, damn, I am telling him to not wait for Anna and that he's really young. It would make me a real hypocrite if I did the same exact thing.
Yeah. That was such, like, a beautiful, like, inversion or mirror of that line of, like, to have it be towards Jeremy and being like, and Anna, of course, obviously, of being like, what are you gonna do? Like, date a ghost for the rest of your life? And then also flipping it on Stefan in obviously not the same literal sense, but being like, I'm not gonna be in love with someone who's not here, like a ghost, really, for the rest of my life. And it's like, fuck me. God damn. That was so good. It was so good.
And it sucks so bad, right? Because, like, I love Anna and Jeremy. As I love the pain of it when he kissed her. It broke me in a good. I was like, I love this, not just because of how interesting it is, but also I want Jeremy to have happiness. Yeah. But even he has to know at some point, like, hey, bud.
Yeah.
Logistically, you're holding hands with a ghost at this event.
Yeah, this was a very temporary situation. That was so, like, I don't know if cute's the right word, but, like, it was very fun to watch, like, them, you know, standing outside this event, and Anna's just talking shit, being like, you know, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and Jeremy's like, ha ha ha, and everyone's like, what are you doing? And he's like, nothing, I'm good, and then, like, just holds the ghost hand really subtly. Goddamn.
Jeremy is so tragic, and I love him. Yeah. But I think, and him having to, like, lie about Anna at first, and then when Elena comes down and goes all sister on her and is like, you need to get the fuck out of here. Like, first of all, you're a ghost. That's weird. Says someone who's dating a vampire. Like, you can't be a vampire and a ghost. That's weird. Like, you can't be two things. Get out of here. And also, my brother is dating my best friend who's a witch. So go away. Right. So, like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But I respect Anna for being like, listen, this sucks, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Goddamn. God. You know? Her getting to see her mom at the end fucking broke me, dude.
Yeah, that was, oof.
Because that's all she just didn't want to be alone. Like.
Right. It could have been anyone. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it could have been Gritty, you know what I mean? Like, it... Can you imagine?
Yeah. It's like, help me, Gritty. Save me. You know what to do.
Take me to the other side. Take me to the other side. Let me move on. Gritty is an angel, if you really think about it.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes it's hard to look an angel in the face, you know? But it was beautiful and really painful. Here's my real question, though. How many more concussions do you think Mrs. Lockwood can take before she just, like...
Dude, I'm worried for her.
Becomes the Ripper. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is she going to be next season's big bad?
Oh, God. Like, she can't keep
sustaining I was worried... I was worried because it's like, that's a conservative white woman who doesn't want supernatural beings. But now I'm worried because it's like, will she have CTE and start killing people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this might turn into fucking Dexter or whatever.
God, yeah. That, like, reveal in the tree was... my jaw was on the floor. Because, like, listen, we see some pretty gruesome stuff in this show, but it's always kind of, like, you know, sensational vampire stuff, right? Like, it's more of, like, it's a little sexy, or it's a little, like, you know, flourished in a way. It's not, like, you know, Hannibal or, like, Dexter level, like, okay, we're seeing, like, bodies in this way, in this all the time. And that was like, I was like, whoa, like, where, you know, this is a level that is, I don't unwelcome it, but it was, like, a little jarring, given the tone of, of everything else we've seen in terms of, like,
well, not just making up shit. Like, Tobias Fell is now one of the founding people. Like, he's from a founding family. Sure. Where's he been at all of these meetings?
Yeah, we all knew him, for sure. Yeah, he's sleeping on the job.
Who are you?
What's going on? Tobias.
Like, okay. And then now Tobias is dead. And I just feel like there's a lot of significance to kill someone and put them in a tree in Virginia. Yeah, so to do that, I was like, okay, the tomb vampires have to know that, right? Like, y'all are from 150 years ago, so you need to know that better than anyone. Yeah, right?
Like, y'all were there in a way that is, don't love the reference point you're making here.
Right. So that's not great. But I will say, in the context of what was happening in the moment, like 2 seconds before that, Rick had been judging Tobias, who we hadn't seen up until that point. Yeah. In the episode. And he'd been like, yeah, damn, Tobias is wild. And then got up to speak, and he was like, hell yeah. Like, I'm going to flip my hair back. Like, they should have called me up to do this beforehand. I don't know why they didn't ask me to speak in the first place. That's weird. But there were some spooky moments in this episode. I was glad. And I think this is just because I love Caroline. This is the first time that Caroline went to the witch house where Bonnie chills at. And to find out that Caroline, this badass witch who we see take down the tomb vampires at the end of this episode, is scared of ghosts, specifically like witch ghosts, I thought was really funny.
It was so, she was like, hey, I don't really know if I'm liking what's going on here. I'm like, can you stop? It's like, oh, baby, sweet girl. Like, you have the capability to, like, really hurt and kill people in a very serious way. And little ghosties, like the, you know, amalgamation of Bonnie's grandmother. It's like, whoa, a little spooky. The winds are flying. The papers are going. The lights are flickering. I'm out. I'm good. I'm good. I do love
to be fair, like, she should be scared. Like, she should respect that space. But the idea that, like, you are a vampire and you're like, oh, not ghosts. Girl.
I gotta draw the line somewhere. Jeez Louise.
I thought that was so funny.
I also thought, too, it was so funny when Bonnie's, like, you know, big book, her grimoire or whatever, like, fell out and opened, and it was like, you know, read me. This is important. You fucked up, kind of vibe. But I imagine she has to, like, keep it with her at all times, or, like, at least have easy access to it. Like, that makes sense, whatever. But it is so funny that, like, it's no one at the school being like, hey, what's that huge, dusty old book that you just have that takes up, like, 90% of your bag? You know? It's just so funny. It looks like no other... It's not, like, textbook size. It's not really passable. No. It's like, this is my weird... Like, it's not even be like, that's my diary, because it's massive. And breaking at the you know, the ends and everything. It's like, goddamn.
Bonnie, I noticed that a spider just crawled out of this... You said it was a grimoire? That's weird, Bonnie.
Yeah. Hey, girl, what? Are you just stealing that from the library? Like, that looks like an archive. Like, that should be probably only handled with gloves in the state that it's in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
thankfully, she's, like, trying to close the balance of things. Because if her Grams was just opening her grimoire at all times, that could get her into some trouble.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That would be... I mean, it would be helpful at sometimes, but mostly just inconvenient. Which is not great. All of these different things happening of, like, finding out that Anna did actually take the necklace, Lexi struggling with trying to deal with Stefan. And then Mason and Damon flirting, trying to figure out if there was actually anything in these tunnels that the Lockwoods have. I would like to thank, but also yell at the music team of this show for having songs that I had on playlists my junior year of high school. Because I had this Kate Bush cover that Greg Laswell sings in this song. To do it when the spell happens and all of the ghosts are vanishing was criminal.
Yeah, it's violence, for sure.
It's so nasty, and I hated it. It was really painful and made me so sad. Seeing Grams tell Bonnie that she was proud of her and then leaving was so fucked up. It's just nasty. It's just, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
God.
But I will say, because there was a little bit of this at the start of the episode. The fact that Rick and Damon might actually be mending things makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Even though Damon can't apologize for the life of him.
He reused the same apology, which is already a bad apology. It wasn't even an apology. It was categorically not one.
No, it wasn't.
It was, I do things I don't have to. That was the apology. And then he says it again to Rick, and he's like, motherfucker, are you still telling me that same dog shit apology you tried to peddle to Mason? And he's like, yeah, but like, I didn't mean it when I said it to him. He's like, you are so, I hate you. I hate you so much.
I love it. I love them.
They belong together.
I love them so much. They're so cute, and I appreciate it so much. How did you feel about, I mean, it really is them breaking up. Yeah. About Bonnie sending Jeremy away and not listening to him.
And listen, go off, right? Go the fuck off.
She deserved to, yeah.
She deserved to, absolutely. Because, like, listen, Jeremy had a tough little bit of a run this week, but having 2 breakups in one day is tough. But also, maybe you shouldn't have a ghost girlfriend and also a witch girlfriend. How about you figure your shit out and talk to people? But the fact that he's like, babe, like, you don't understand. Let me explain. I just had to, like, see. I just had to see the possibility. But I'm good now. She's gone. It's over.
I fell on her lips, Bonnie. You know
right? Yeah, I tripped. You know, and fell. And I didn't know she was
corporeal. Like, it was weird.
Like, I don't know. And she's like, listen, you can talk whatever your shit you want. Not here though, and not with me, and not to me. Sorry about it. It's Jover.
Not in the house of my ancestors.
Yeah,
boy.
Right, yeah. Like, know your place, first of all. And, like, don't fuck around like that. I'm worth more than that. How dare you? This is not just like an oopsie.
My grandmother just told me that when bringing you back fucked up the balance of things.
Yeah.
I brought you back to life, Jeremy. I can unmake you.
Right.
Get the fuck out of my house. And he's like,
don't
damn.
piss me off. God.
And she's right.
Right.
So, I don't blame her. Did Jeremy have a shitty day? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't kiss someone when you're dating. You don't kiss a different person while you're dating someone. Unless that's cool with everybody involved.
Yeah. It doesn't matter that she's a ghost. Sorry, bud. Think that's still cheating. I think that still counts.
You know how Bonnie feels about vampires.
Right.
And also monogamy.
It's not my fault. I just can't stop thinking about her and summoning her and wanting to kiss her and wanting to, like, have a ghost life with her. And, like, you know, it's not my fault, okay? She just keeps showing up in ways that I'm compelling her to. God. Why is everyone mad at me?
Jeremy, I know that you're a child. You know that I love you, Jeremy. But you know how awkward this is going to be in the future?
Yeah, dog.
You know that this town only gets into fuck shit. And Bonnie's going to have to be around because they don't let Bonnie rest. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do to make this easier on her?
Yeah.
Nothing? Great. Good. What's up with those fucking runes? Because Neeson said that there was a way to kill an original vampire. Those look like cave drawings.
Right. I'm a little confused.
Not a weapon.
Of, like, the how, I'm not sure how they're gonna decode that one, but I'm a little confused. But if they can, I love if this is the next few episodes, it's just Rick and Damon in a cave just trying to solve a riddle. Just going full, like, red string.
Out. So it's important. But we put this in pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
Rick hasn't been this interested in anything in months.
Yes.
So let's give him a puzzle.
He's like, now this I can do. All the other stuff you guys want me to help out with? No, I'm good. This, I'm gonna lock in.
No one's given me a new word search puzzle in weeks. I've been so bored. I finally needed I just needed something to keep my mind distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, Rick. Have fun.
Yeah, go off, dude.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous about where we're going next.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because of the fact that next episode, titled Ordinary People, looks like some fucking Outlander shit.
Yeah.
And also the necklace wasn't destroyed, most importantly.
Right, yeah. Like, they did it in the fire, did the whole little incantation, and then, whoopsie, she's back,
baby. Back.
What's going on there? Don't love that.
So that's scary. I don't like that. But yeah, this episode, the photo that we have from this episode just look like the grossest wigs. So I'm really nervous about that. But hopefully we get more answers on this indestructible necklace and also puzzles from there, which I'm curious about. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Do you want to kick us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Callista Lockwood.
Ooh, thank you to Sean Salvatore.
Pew pew. Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ooh, thank you to Katya Karp.
Ow. Thank you to Ashlyn Vogel.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh, thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ow. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh, thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Pew, pew. Thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ooh, and last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ivishkov.
Pew, pew, pew.
I have a fan fiction for you. This is from the author Jackalope80. It is titled "The Party's Crashing Us," and I wanted to give you something just a little soft, a little sweet.
Okay, love that.
Sweet. The summary of this is a fix-it fic where vampire Vicky Donovan lives and falls in love with the new kicker for the football team, Bella Swan.
Okay. Bella's jock era love.
And this is from chapter 1, titled "You're Such a Mystery."
Love.
Vicky smiled and looked down, suddenly feeling bashful. She felt so superior to this new girl just a few minutes ago in class, and now she almost felt unworthy to be walking along next to her laughing under the early autumn sunshine like a normal girl. This is who she wanted to be, someone cool and confident and into wholesome challenges like becoming the only girl on the football team. Not someone who juggled 2 boys she didn't really like and went on nighttime hunting missions with her vampire mentor. Elite Stefan had been steering her more toward sustainable hobbies since she'd be alive to pursue them for a very long time. But the weight of her past suddenly felt monstrously heavy to Vicky. There's the field house, that brown building next to the field, she pointed out to Bella, glad for a distraction. I think all the football coaches have their offices there. Cool, said Bella, looking down at the toes of her sneakers shyly. Do you want no pressure or anything, but if you're not doing anything right now, you can maybe come watch me try out. I wish I could, Vicky said, surprising herself by how much she meant it. I have to go straight to the grill. That's where I work. That's okay, Bella said in a rush. Thanks. She tossed over her shoulder as she started off. But maybe you could come by afterward and tell me how it went, called Vicky, not sure why she was so desperate to keep this conversation going. The food's okay, definitely better than what they serve here. Bella stopped and turned halfway back around to smile at Vicky. Okay, I'll try. See you around. End scene.
Okay. Alright. Sorry, babe, I can't come to your practice or tryouts. I gotta go to the grill. Gotta work.
Gotta work. Gotta make that money.
Gotta work out here.
If this interests anyone, there are 10 chapters of this.
Incredible.
And 43,000 words.
Holy crap. That's like a whole book. Love.
It's like a whole book on there. So thank you, Jackalope, for your service of providing early autumn lore for the friends at home.
Hell yeah.
Well, friends, please take care of yourselves. Please enjoy Big Brother. It's always weird to me that it's still on at the end of September.
Yep.
That will never not be weird to me.
It's so summer, you know? It's totally summer.
It's just so summer. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ow.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.